work as an actor, director, and transformational voice coach. Steven wants to travel to Egypt and help his daughter with hospital bills from her husband's passing. Awesome. That noble goal. So that's some real stuff, right? And so what I'd like you to think about now, especially you, Thori, or anyone else that's trying to get rid of the bad habits or the blocks that they feel are preventing them from receiving the money, is I would like you to consider an idea. And I would like you to consider an idea that do you have any blocks against learning Swahili? Do you have a Swahili block? Is there anyone out there who maybe has a block against speaking Italian? Does anybody have an Italian block, right? Okay, well, Thori, if you have a book to study Swahili, choose a different language. Try Scottish, right? Point is that you don't not know a foreign language because you have a block against that foreign language. You don't know that foreign language because you haven't ever seriously committed yourself to studying it, taking action on it, and getting yourself in a full immersion situation where you have to learn it. And in most people's cases, they also have no blocks that are preventing them from making the kind of money they make. What they have is a lack of a goal and a lack of a path and a lack of commitment in order to get there. And one of the reasons that I ask people not only what are your money goals, but how are you going to make it? And ideally, what are you going to do with the money once you make it? Is because that's the reason. That's what's actually going to motivate you. That's what's actually going to make a difference. And what I'd like you to do is to think back over your answers to what you wrote in the chat about how much money you want to make, what you're going to do with the money, why you're here. And I'd like to ask you another question. The question is, what is stopping you from making the money that you want to make? Or another way of asking you this question is, why haven't you already made the amount of money you just told me you want to make in the chat? Honest to goodness answers here, people, is why haven't you already hit your goal? Why haven't you already made the kind of money that you want to make, right? And now we're going to start getting to the root of some of the reasons on why you're actually not making it. What is getting in your way, or what do you believe is getting in your way of making the change that you want to make, right? And Loic says, in my childhood, I was conditioned to be poor by Catholic priests, having done the vow of poverty. All right. You know, Loic, it is very, very common that people will have experiences in childhood that they feel limit them as adults in terms of how much money they can actually make. And Brian says, head crash, fear I can't name, but it feels real to me. Absolutely. I haven't built up my business. I'm always doing other things than support the business. Yeah, I mean, if you want to build your business, you got to schedule in 8 to 10 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week to make it happen, right, Thori? That's how businesses are started. And so, honestly, complacency and fear. I've been unraveling this and the causes. One of the biggest tricks about our past is that we look back at our past and we use our past and our memories of the past in order to justify our current actions. And then we can feel bad about ourselves because someone or something else forced us into the situation that we're in now. Unfortunately, this is an exceptionally disempowering position. When you choose this way of looking at the world, that choice is what's actually the limiter for you, because you know that not everyone chooses to look at the world through a lens of this happened to me in my childhood, and so I can't do anything about it now. And so I would encourage you is to, rather than externalize and blame these outside blocks that are very real experiences that you had and may have even caused trauma that caused, difficult and challenging things for you, including fear, anxiety, bad decision making, head fog, tiredness, easy distractibility, poor self-esteem, and all these types of things. Those things are real. But unfortunately, when you blame and you externalize other people, other events, other situations, which are memories, when you externalize and blame memories for your current position, it means you can't do anything about it.